Fantastic. Good to see you all here. Welcome back to Chatter with Statter. It looks like I was a minute or so late, and we've got several people already hanging out. How you doing, Michael Anthony Smith? Shakalak, good to see you. Yes, I was a little bit late. Sorry about that, you guys. I was busy prepping some videos and then checking my lighting and then checking my camera angle, and suddenly I was like, "Oh, maybe I should stop checking things and start actually doing some things." So good to know that all y'all were patient here, waiting for the statter box to start some action. I am so happy to see you guys here today. And I've got a little gift that a birdie sent to me earlier, and I'm going to debut it right now. We might see it later on in this stream as well, but I've got a brand new opening. I thought it was perfect. I was so happy. Hey, Elaine, good to see you. Hey, Photo Luke, good to see you popping in. So glad we've got a crowd going on today. I'm hoping that we can maybe continue a little bit of I know Michael Anthony Smith, right? Nice. I trust me, I think we all know I was not the one behind that fantastic work of art. No, 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 not me. But yeah. So I'm really happy that we are able to. Hey, Kenny Casey, good to see you. I know, great intro, right? I love it. So yeah, Shock, I think you might have identified the species right there. One kind Hawaiian gray crested Brettaboyd. You got it. You got it. Hey, Bear Mail. Good to see you popping in. Andre, hey, fantastic. I'm so glad you're here, Andre. Both you and Kenny, I wanted to talk to you guys today because Andre, you were not here on Thursday where we discussed things called whales. And I said on Thursday, and I will say it again, you were right. I was wrong. You were right. I was wrong. When you insisted that orcas are something to be scared of, and I said, no, in the Puget Sound, it's the transient orcas don't go to the Puget Sound. We don't need to worry about orcas, the scary orcas in the Puget Sound. The orcas in the Puget Sound aren't the transients. No, they're not. They're the residents, and the residents really are not to be worried about. Well, that is true. They are just big dolphins, but killer whales, orcas, same diff in the modern parlance, as it were, albeit not necessarily scientifically correct. But my point is, these pictures that we're seeing right here, yeah, those are actually transient orcas, the kind that I was like, no, we don't have them in my area. And as you can see, not only are they close to shore, they're actually kind of like in my area. On this particular map, the top star on the right, that's where the orcas were, literally just a few days ago, like pretty much a day or two after you were like, you need to be scared. And I was like, no, I don't. I saw these pictures. And the little star in the bottom, that's kind of close to where I live. So in whale terms, yeah, right next door to each other. So, yep, there you go. You were right. I was wrong. Transients, they are scary. And yeah, I guess I should be scared of them. And Kenny, I did some research about the transients versus the residents and whether or not they ever get into fights. And they don't. They avoid each other. They have completely different food sources. And apparently they just know enough not to bother the others. And there's really not a lot of record of them getting each other's way. So there you go. Uh, so yeah, that's where, oh, Bear Mail, I drive around White Center and Burien all the time. Everybody knows where I live. Yeah. So let's see here. So yeah, those were the Well, no, it's not that the local orcas are the only nice orcas. It's just that the local orcas they're really only interested in salmon, and so they're like not likely to say attack your kayak thinking it was a marine mammal. That's all. That's all. And really, the residents aren't necessarily any more or less dangerous, probably, than transients. They just have a better reputation, I suppose. But either way, I'm have never really been that afraid of the orcas in the Puget Sound area, but then under the guise that they were the residents. But as it turns out, not all the orcas in the Puget Sound are residents. Some of them are transients. So there you go. Yeah. Yeah, and Kenny, I couldn't let that question go unanswered. It just yeah, I couldn't let that question go unanswered. So I had to do some research on my own because it was a good question. And my initial response of they don't share food sources, and then I questioned myself. It's like, well, wait, maybe they do. No, as it turns out, I actually was right about something. The transients don't eat salmon at all. They just eat the marine mammals and other whales. So, or not other whales, I guess, but they've been known to eat whales and great white sharks. But that's the transients, not the residents. The residents, they just eat fishies. Yep, there you go. So, yeah, so there we have it. That was a recap on a few days ago worth of random chatter that had scattered. Uh, yeah, yeah, Andre, you just watched a whole video about how cruel orcas are to every other mammal in the ocean except us. Orcas even sometimes ambush swimming moose. Oh, I wouldn't really be that surprised to tell you the truth. Even the resident orcas have been known to play what is it, catch or toss with a smaller porpoise, because we have porpoises in the Puget Sound as well. And they've been videoed messing with porpoises. So they're I can only assume that crows, much like orcas, much like humans, we're just all too smart for our own good. And consequently, we do some jerkish things sometimes, I guess. Yeah, Michael Anthony Smith. I think we talked about the orcas on Thursday. I'm not sure. Oh, but I also had notes from Thursday because it was the Lewis lunchbox that had the no ketchup rule. And yeah, I think Kenny and Thomas the Turtle were the ones who pointed out that it was Lewis Lunch or whatever. It's in New Haven, Connecticut. Either way, hoity-toity about, or actually not hoity-toity. They're really basic with their hamburger, but no ketchup allowed in Lewis Lunch. So there we go. We are recapping some past topics, getting them buttoned up in case you were left wondering after the show. But where was that place with no ketchup? I cannot sleep without knowing. Um, why do all dolphins pick on porpoises? I don't know. I feel like there might be a joke there. No, I don't know. I didn't know that all the dolphins did pick on the porpoises. In fact, to tell you the truth, even though I know that there's technically a difference between porpoises and dolphins, I actually don't really know what it is. I think it has something to do with the shape of the nose. Actually, I don't really know what it is. I know it's different. I just don't know. Just don't know. Um, So let's see here. Shock. Every animal with a cortex has been recorded being an Okolepuka. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's almost yeah, it's what we do. Um, Michael Anthony Smith, you need ketchup. Well, that's funny. We were talking about a lot of ketchup, so much so that that Shock's significant other was getting a little bit annoyed. But yeah, this particular place is not a fan of having you put ketchup on your burger, and apparently if you bring ketchup, like they don't even have it in the house, and if you bring it or in the restaurant, whatever, and if you bring it in, they will kick you out. Yeah. Hey, Medium 7 Up, good to see you. Terry Gilmore, good to see you. Okay, you're wow, yeah, you guys need to hubby ran 15, you biked 6 miles, you need to fuel up and rest up. Totally. Yeah. Well, thanks for swinging in and saying hi. I'm super glad to know that you're here and around. So thanks for coming in. Um Let's see here. Oh, Shock, you have no ketchup in your house either? Wow, I didn't realize that. I did not realize the rule was so strict in your home. I just figured, um, yeah, I just figured it was a preference, not like a rule or anything. Oh, hey, hold on. Let me get some music going on here. I completely forgot about that. Sorry about that, guys. So, yeah, let's see. So, Michael Anthony Smith, they will kick you out. Apparently, there's signs warning you about it and everything. But, I never really thought I'd say this, but after researching where this place is, it's New Haven, Connecticut that this place with the rules is. And I have to say, I think it's New Haven, Connecticut, isn't it, that's known for... Okay, so I'm definitely gonna start something here. People from New Haven like to think that their pizza is just as good as pizza from New York, if not maybe even a little better. They consider their pizza up to par to be compared to, at least. I've never had, I don't say that New Haven pizza is as good as New York pizza. And one of the reasons why I don't say that is because I've never had New York pizza from New York. And I've certainly never had New Haven, Connecticut pizza. But I do have to wonder, like, New Haven sounds like a really strange, quirky little food place to, like, have this hamburger rule and then have the audacity to say that their pizza might be as good as New York City's pizza. I'm not saying New York's is superior. I just know that people from New York think that there's a superior. And so, yeah, I just, I kind of want to try the pizza there. I kind of maybe want to try that hamburger that's not allowed to have ketchup. Yeah, so, ketchup is originally from India. Actually, I think ketchup has a long and varied, history. What we know as ketchup now is definitely not what it started out as. I thought that it had something to do with a fish sauce. Pardon me while I drink some Pepsi Cola in a Coca-Cola glass. Let's see here. Okay, Michael Anthony Smith, I don't remember exactly what the burger condiments are, but I think it's, first off, they don't use a burger bun. They use toasted white bread. And this Lewis Lunch place claims to be one of the, like, first diners to even serve a hamburger. So they've got, like, a special vertical grill way of cooking them, and it's on toasted white bread, and I think it's like with a slice of onion and a slice of tomato or something. I mean, it's something that's just like bare bones and frankly doesn't sound that good. But I mean, I'm curious. Well, first off, there's no such thing as a bad burger, only a better burger. So I'm willing to try the hamburger in all of its no ketchup glory. But yeah, I mean, I'm just very curious, like, how such burger control freaks could have lasted for so long. But all right. Andre, yeah, I want to try Detroit style pizza too. I've been told that there's some weird combos, but it's like a deep dish sort of, but it's square and it's a completely different thing. I for sure want to try Detroit style pizza. I think I would like it. I mean, I'm more of a thin crust pizza person, but I really don't like Chicago deep dish style. But like the Detroit stuff, certainly not a thin crust. But it looks good though. I think I might like that, even though it's not my preferred. I think I dig on a Detroit one. So, Elaine, your son was hyper from sugar. Growing up, had to ban ketchup or he would go super speed. But now his body can handle it, and kids spread it on almost everything, especially rice. Yeah, totally. Yeah, my sister loved ketchup on rice as well. That was never my thing. I mean, I've accidentally it certainly has happened on my plate, but it's not my preferred way. But yeah, ketchup is a really sugary condiment for sure. And I wouldn't be surprised also, especially back in the day when they had like green and purple ketchups for the kids, like those food dyes can't have been helpful to people who were sensitive. So, yeah, Kenny, I was refraining from using that phrase, but you're totally picking up what I am laying down. I mean, that that was what was wanting to come out of my mouth. I was just, that term is a little overused for things that aren't as serious as probably that term should be reserved for, but yeah, that's what I was talking about, dude. That's exactly what I was talking about. Oh, that's so funny, Shock. I was actually just about to mention banana ketchup and how it's so weird because banana ketchup to me is way sweeter than our regular ketchup. Our Zippy's burger joint in town, they always have banana ketchup on hand because it is one of the more requested. None of their burgers come with banana ketchup, but they have like a whole shelf of like specialty sauces. And well, I guess now that I think about it, they might not anymore. Prior to widespread health concerns that we are all currently in the midst of, they used to have a shelf of sauces that you could use to, customize your thing. And so some of them were, some of them were barbecue sauces, but they always had multiple bottles of the banana ketchup because many tables wanted the banana ketchup. The banana ketchup was totally was the most commonly used non-common condiment. Okay, let's say that. Your son eats a pile of spaghetti over a mound of rice. Typical Hawaii boy. That's so funny. That reminds me, I don't know if you were watching earlier this week on Tuesdays when Medium 7-Up is on Twitch doing the morning, keeping Andy's slot warm for the morning that we're doing. And that reminds me of the high school days where he pulls up to the drive-in, or not the drive-in, the drive-through, and asks for the, what's on the starch special? And it's just like, well, it's spaghetti between, with a mound of rice and mac salad between 2 slices of garlic bread or whatever. The starch special. There you go, Andre. Burger totalitarians. That seems a little bit more appropriate. And yeah, let's go with burger totalitarians. That is what Lewis Lunch is all about. Yes. Right, Shock. It's Rule 34. All arguments eventually get to, yeah. And I don't, when we're really talking about those folks that deserve that label, I will throw that label down. But I don't really want to use that label unless it's actually appropriate. Because, unfortunately, there still seems to be those types around. And so why waste that word when you actually have a real reason to be using it? When we're talking about burgers, come on, even a bad burger. Like I said, there's no such thing as a bad burger, only a better burger. You used to get spaghetti sandwiches when you were broke. That reminds me. Okay, so yeah, we can just say okole puka without a doubt. Yeah, that's exactly it. Okay, so Shock, you used to get spaghetti sandwiches when you were broke. Excellent. Well, apparently there was a TV show, a kids TV show. I can't remember. It was called iCarly. And I don't really remember what the TV show is about because I didn't watch it, but I read that I guess like a character, I think it was her older brother in the show, made spaghetti tacos for dinner one night on the show. And after that, apparently it was like the craze of all the, the kids, all they wanted was spaghetti tacos. And like moms were taking to forums like, what is up with spaghetti tacos? I've never heard of it. And now suddenly, my kid's asking him for them. And their best friend is asking for them, and blah, blah, like all the mothers are like, where did this come from? And yeah, it was a TV show where the older brother got to make dinner, and he made spaghetti tacos. There you go. Yeah, you once got Filipino spaghetti from Heise's, I guess. It was straight catsup. Yeah, I don't know. I've never had Filipino spaghetti, but I've been told that the sauce is very ketchup-esque, much sweeter than what we consider. And I've also heard like there's hot dogs in it. Am I making that up? I feel like I might not be, but I don't know. I mean, Jollibees, Jollibees, whatever the Filipino fried chicken place is that's up and down the West Coast, and maybe other places too. Their chicken sounds good, but they've also got the Filipino style spaghetti, and I don't think I want to try that. No, we do have Jollibees in Seattle. I've just never been there. It's like, I don't remember if it's downtown or if it's in the mall, and I don't go to the mall, and I haven't been downtown in a really long time. I think there's only one or two Jollibees in the area. But I could be making that up. I don't think I am, though. I just don't, either way, yes, I could go to one. No, I have not gone to one. That's really the answer. What's elf spaghetti, Andre? Oh, Jollibee does use ketchup as the sauce? Yeah, that's gross. That's just gross. I mean, I can see how and why ketchup on spaghetti happens, but as like a cuisine to make a restaurant out of it, I don't know. Oh, okay, Elf spaghetti is from the movie Elf. Andre, this should come as a great shock to all of you. I've never seen the movie Elf. No, never have. So there you go. Shock. So am I saying that you should get your colleague from the Philippines to learn to cook or get married before he comes to Germany next year so we can make him cook during the global meeting? Well, okay, first off, Filipino people can cook. I'm not saying that Filipino people can't cook. I'm just saying spaghetti is not really what you want. Spaghetti does not highlight their culinary prowess. That is not a good Filipino dish to sample. And yeah, no, adobo, lumpia, pancit, pandesal, these are all delicious things. Jollibee spaghetti, not so much. Okay, so, all right, wait, okay. We shall have to discuss currywurst. I'm a little bit afraid to ask, but I'm gonna do it. Currywurst, bratwurst I've heard of. I've heard of a lot of things that have wurst, but never is it, what? Oh, shock, please explain. Oh, yeah, the fried chicken. Yeah, exactly. The Filipino fried chicken. Yeah, have him do that for you. That sounds delicious. Okay, so Elaine, yeah, I like traditional spaghetti sauce too. Some people add sugar to tomato sauce to temper the acid, and ketchup. Yeah, the other night when we were talking about meatloaf and my Italian friend who puts the red sauce over the meatloaf, I asked him about the whole sugar thing, and he was really offended by anybody who puts sugar in their sauce. So I know that some people do. I never have, but apparently not everybody from Italy does. Well, actually, what I asked him, I was like, hey, I've heard that if you don't use sugar, some people use carrot. And he was just like, you don't use either. Why would you even suggest that? He was not a fan. Yeah. Oh. I don't. Okay. So, yeah, Korean fried chicken is super yummy, Andre. I like that. We can go with that, but everything else around surrounding the currywurst sounds horrifying. And I have heard of curried ketchup. Not a fan of curry. I just so that's yeah, that is something that you guys can have. I'm so glad there's so many of you who love the currywurst. I will not fight you for it. You can have it all. You can have my share. Come sit next to me. I'll share. I'll share with you. It's all good. Come clean my plate. I don't want that. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No, Andre, exactly. Italy is so regional that one Italian doesn't know all of Italy. Yeah, precisely, precisely. Yeah, and I do think that's why I do think that like some parts of Italy probably do prefer maybe a sweeter, less acidic sauce, and some parts of Italy probably do add some sugar, whereas other parts of Italy are just like, you have got to be kidding me, girl. What are you thinking, Grandma? That is not how we do it here. Um, yeah, so but yeah, I don't put sugar in my tomato sauce. And I was watching this show on YouTube probably, and it was this Italian lady who I think she lived in Canada with her husband, but she was from Italy. It's kind of hard to understand her when she talked. She was so heavily accented. I mean, she spoke English just fine. It's just she had a really heavy accent. And she apparently thinks that over here in the United States area that we don't even know, like our, as far as she's concerned, tomato sauce should have basically like salt, olive oil, and tomatoes, and that's about it. Like there's no garlic. Oh man, she gets so pissed off if there's garlic in her tomato sauce. It was just the strangest thing. I'd never realized. I don't know. I mean, I always thought like tomato sauce was supposed to have oregano in it. According to this Italian chick, she's just like, no, it's supposed to taste like tomato and tomato only. Okay, I did not know. Well, okay, Shock, I appreciate what you're saying. Considering that tomatoes are from the New World and sugar is relatively recent, I'm not prepared to buy any arguments about tradition. I can appreciate that logic, but clearly there is a tomato sauce tradition in Italy. I mean, New World tomato, New World fruit or not, clearly there is a tradition of tomato-based sauces coming out of Italy. But you do bring up a good point about the whole sugar thing. Like that's true. Why would anybody waste such an expensive commodity? I mean, I know right now in our day and age, it's not an expensive commodity, but back in the day, sugar was for rich people. I mean, sugar was expensive. So you do bring up a good. So gobbledygook. Yeah, so you do bring up a good point, is what I was trying to say there. Um, so Kenny, if I ever get a chance to go to a good German restaurant where they have a wurst sampler plate with currywurst on it, give it a try before you close the book on it. Maybe I'm just, I mean, I really don't like curry, so, but all right. I mean, sausage is good, so there you go. And oddly enough, my town has um, a really good German delicatessen that has versions of sausages that I have never seen or heard of before. And so I might have to hit them up because my best guess is it's I don't think they've got any pre-made food, but I'll bet you the old lady that works behind the counter probably has a recipe for currywurst. So it doesn't hurt to you know, doesn't hurt to try, I guess. Oh, okay. So the type of sausage in the currywurst just depends on where you are. Okay, okay. Does anyone know the kind of German sausage that it's like white? I mean, like it's. Oh, I wonder if that's veal. Anyway, all I know is there was this incredibly white sausage last time I went to that German delicatessen that just kind of threw me off guard. That's all. Yeah. Okay, so it's the sauce that makes the currywurst the currywurst. Oh, of course. So, what's the white sausage? Mad Statter asks. White sausage, Shock responds. I mean, yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Yeah. So, it's more white than gray, bear mail. Like, it's really. I mean, sausage can tend to gray. No, this is like a very bright. I mean, I guess, there's grayish tones, but it's really white. Like, white. Um, so yeah, okay, so Shock, you've got a can of it downstairs. Do you know, like, what kind of. Okay, so never mind. Keep reading, Molly. You'll get there. It's veal and pork. Yeah, I had a feeling it was. I had a feeling that it was veal. Oh, really? It's very mild. Gosh, well, if I actually felt like I wanted to try eating veal, I'd maybe try it. But I don't. I recognize it's hypocritical. I understand it doesn't make any sense, but I just don't want to eat veal. I feel bad. I'd rather it grow up before I kill it, which I know. I'm not saying it makes sense. I'm just saying it is what it is. Yeah, no, Michael Anthony Smith, I'm fairly certain that most of the stuff hanging from the refrigerator case behind the counter at the German delicatessen, most of it you would not be able to eat. But, ooh, I wonder if they've got some sauerkraut, though. I just recently learned that I like sauerkraut, and so maybe I should go see if they've got sauerkraut there. Because, and you could eat the sauerkraut. I mean, well, okay, actually, I don't know if you could eat the sauerkraut, but in theory, being a vegetarian, you would be allowed to eat the sauerkraut. Now, whether or not your mouth would let you eat the sauerkraut, that's a different story entirely. No, yeah, no, I will not, and I wouldn't, Blutwurst, I would probably know just by looking at it that I wouldn't want that. Yeah. Hey, Christopher Graves, how you doing? Good to see you swinging in. We are talking about sausages from Germany, and apparently there's a thing called currywurst. And then I went and asked this brilliant question: what is that white sausage that you get in German delicatessens? And the answer was white sausage, only in German. It's vice versa. So yeah, duh. So, oh, I've never, bear mail, potato sausage. I've never heard of such a thing. Is that a vegetarian kind of sausage? Or is potato sausage? Or is it like, how sometimes they've got like apples mixed in with the sausage? Is it like sausage with potatoes mixed in it? Which actually sounds like it might be kind of good. Tell me about this potato sausage. So your mom often fried white bratwurst on Sundays. Sunday was usually German food night in your house. Okay, all right. Yeah, it's so funny how Sundays is oftentimes like the traditional whatever, meal. In my house, we had a roast beef on Sunday nights with roast potatoes. And then, because there was always leftover, the next day we always had, French dips. So Sunday and Monday were always like, you knew what was for dinner for Sunday and Monday. Always. Okay, so yeah. Okay, Michael Anthony Smith. Yeah, even though you could eat sauerkraut, your mouth would not let you. I can appreciate that. I actually had never. I was scared to try sauerkraut literally until I think it was the January 1st of 2021. I think that was my New Year's resolution, was to try kimchi and to try sauerkraut, and I did, and they're good. But yeah, I can appreciate not wanting to. Um, um, are you writing a Dr. Seuss book, Andre? A Dr. Andre book, there, Andre? I do not like green curry and veal. I do not like it. Mad Statter, I am. Yes, that's that. You've hit it on the. You've hit the nail on the head. Actually, though, if I'm gonna eat a green curry is probably the most acceptable because it's not as spicy as like a red curry, and it's not so much the green curry that's the problem when we're talking about Thai curries. It's the coconut milk that's the problem. I don't like the coconut milk. That's the underlying problem with like across the board most curries. I'm not a coconut milk fan in savory foods, so that's just how that works. And then a lot of Indian curry spices, the spice combo, I just don't like that flavor. So I'm just full of like, come sit next to me during curry night. There'll be way more food for you. Yeah. White sausage, wasn't that a song by Jefferson Airplane? No, was it? I think it was White Rabbit sausage is what that was. Oh, hey, Cindy Krause. Good to see you. We are, well, shockingly enough, we are talking about food. This time, sausages. So, and sauerkrauts and kimchis. And yet, kimchi fried rice, Andre, is really good. I've only made it once, and I didn't like it because I don't think I used enough kimchi. I really felt like I could have done more with it. It wasn't that I didn't like it. It's that I know that I made a poor quality version of it, and I know that it could be way better than what I did with it. So yeah, that's just that. And really, Andre, North Indian curries are based in cream. I didn't know that, but unfortunately, that's part of the that's the part where I don't like the spices either. So, but I mean, there are some curries that I can handle garam masala if I have to. If I have to. Okay, so wait, Shock can get the Thai hillbilly curry with no coconut milk? It's too much work? I don't know. Well, tell me about that, because that might sound like something I might want. I mean, you've solved the coconut milk problem right there. So yeah, Elaine, thanks for swinging by, and thanks for everything. Yeah, yesterday's Statterbox at the cinema was really fun. I forgot how much I really liked that movie. It's a very, very cute movie. I'd forgotten that Jimmy Fallon was in it. I think I've only seen it once before last night again. It was such a fun movie. I really hope that we can continue to have the cinema night. There's been some concerns, rightful concerns, about copyright things. Twitch is starting to clamp down a little bit more strongly, the way YouTube already has in regards to copyright infringements. And I do know that every night of Statterbox at the cinema is a risk that I am taking. But I really enjoy it as a community building event. It seems like people are having a good time, so I'm willing to risk it for as long as I can. But that being said, I do plan on moving to Twitch and then uploading the streams to YouTube. Not the cinema. The cinemas will always, the movie nights will always be deleted moments after it ends. Those will never be up for perpetuity. So for copyright reasons. But Chatter with Statter will eventually be moving to Twitch. I'm not sure the schedule. I'm not sure when. I'm not sure the timeline. But because I will be moving to Twitch, I don't want to lose my Twitch channel due to copyright strikes. So, if they come down and the heat gets too heavy, man, we might have to abandon the cinema night. But until that happens, I figure we can roll with it, play it by ear. That's just my hopes and plans and ambitions. So, yeah, so there you go. Oh, hey, Poppy Shani, good to see you swinging in. I'm super glad you are on the land right now, and yeah, glad to see you here. So let's see here. Oh, hey, Kenny Casey, you love sauerkraut and its cousin, rotkraut. Oh, right, rotkraut. Yeah, i.e., red cabbage. I didn't realize that sauerkraut made with red cabbage was called something different, but yeah, makes sense. It totally makes sense. Oh, you had upscale shave ice in Oakland and it was Ono. All right, cool. It is no, it's not a Snoopy. No, it's not. It's a Santa glass. It's a Santa glass from McDonald's, and guess what I'm drinking? I'm drinking Pepsi Cola out of a Coca-Cola glass because that's what I do. Oh, Kenny, I am really. I just read. All right then. Yeah, Mad Statter's Sunday Sausage Fest. On a related note, one of the churches in my town has an annual German sausage fest. Nice. Nice segue. I see what you did there. Andre, you're bringing in some like logic here that has literally never crossed my mind. Just make curry with cream. Instead of coconut milk, yeah. Okay, that sounds like a really good idea. I might actually enjoy some curry then. Glad we had this talk. I'm sorry we had to have this talk. All right then. All right then. Yeah, medium 7-Up. I really enjoyed the movie nights as well. Oh wait, hold on. So yeah, the movie evening to me is one of the highlights of my week for a couple of reasons. First off, we get to hang out, but second off, I actually get to see some movies that I've never seen before. I mean, as you guys know, movies are obviously not my shtick, right? So speaking of which, actually, so I suggested yesterday at Statterbox at the cinema, I suggested that we could either have Young Frankenstein for this coming week or Galaxy Quest. And actually, these are very much up in the air. I don't even know how to procure either of these at the moment, but we'll figure that out. Anyway, I was thinking of giving you guys a choice, but then everybody was just like, well, not everybody. Lots of people were like, hey, Young Frankenstein sounds good. But then other people were like, no, wait until October for that. And October is just next week. So I was thinking, we may or may not have Young Frankenstein this week or next week, but we're going to do it sometime soon. But what are some good, I've already gotten a couple suggestions for good October movies. But if anybody has any October movie ideas, write them up in the chat or leave a comment if you later on are like, oh, dude, I just remembered the best Halloween movie ever. Now, when I say Halloween movies, I don't mean Halloween movies. I actually don't really mean horror movies. I'm just not a fan, so I'm just not. But there's other ways we can celebrate Halloween rather than through the horror genre. So yeah, if you guys have some ideas about some movies that you might want to see at the cinema this October, just basically starting next week, yeah, hit me up. Let us all know. Let's do it. So Curtis, how is my glass not self-destructing? I know, I push it to the limit every time. It makes me so happy. I cannot tell you the contrarian glee that I get out of drinking Pepsi Cola out of a Coca-Cola glass. And I think I mentioned this yesterday at Statterbox at the cinema. I have a friend in England who does the exact same thing, only opposite. He drinks Coca-Cola out of a Pepsi Cola glass. So kindred spirits we are. Yes. So, okay, cool. So let's see here. It looks like both Galaxy Quest and Young Frankenstein are getting thumbs up. Pappy Shaney says Galaxy Quest sounds good. Let's see here. Oh, Michael Anthony Smith. See, right. We don't need horror when we've got the Addams Family. Awesome. See, right. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about, peoples. Yeah. So, let's brainstorm some October movie ideas, and we can, what it'll boil down to is I'll see which ones I can get, actually, I guess is really what's probably going to happen. But yeah, we can see what shows up on our doorstep, I guess is what boils down to. So yeah. Let's see here. All right. So hold on. I am missing some. Yeah, Andre, Beetlejuice, right? And no, let's not say that 3 times. That one is a natural as well. And everyone seems to love Winona Ryder in that movie. So excellent. Yeah, good suggestion. And so yeah, I know, Kenny, I'm all about anarchy. I'm a total anarchist. As proven by my corporate sponsorship of naming the 2 biggest colas in the world on stream. I'm a huge anarchist, or not a capitalist at all. So, let's see here. Andre, I drink whiskey out of a gin glass. First off, I generally don't drink whiskey, but more importantly, what is a gin glass? Like, they have a glass for gin? Really? I mean, I know that like different wines and like even different beers have different styles of glasses, but what's a gin glass? That's just a tumbler, right? How is a gin glass different than a whiskey glass? Anyone? Bueller? So let's see here. Oh, Goonies. Oh yeah, Goonies is a good one too. I mean, actually, I don't know. I've never seen it, but I've heard it's good. Goonies. I think that was filmed in Astoria, Oregon, wasn't it? Let's see here. Yeah, Hocus Pocus, I think, isn't that? I feel like I've already got that on my list, but I'm gonna write it down again. The Last Starfighter, I don't even know what that is, so still writing it down though. And yeah, I don't know about Candyman, but I think from what I've heard, Beetlejuice, Andre, it's probably safer to say his name 3 times rather than that Candyman. Yeah, Chuck, Galaxy Quest, it really wasn't on my radar, but because the internet is listening to me, my YouTube came up the other day with a suggestion for me. One of the guys from Mythbusters, I'm going to say Adam. I don't even know if there's an Adam on Mythbusters, but the television show Mythbusters, one of the host guys, Adam, he apparently loves Galaxy Quest, and like there was a whole little like outtake or whatever of one of his shows where he was just like going off on Galaxy Quest, and I laughed, and then I was just like, is this a message? Like, should we be seeing this? Maybe this is the universe telling Statterbox at the cinema to watch Galaxy Quest. So yeah, we'll be We'll be hopping on Galaxy Quest sooner rather than later. And the Witches of Eastwick, brilliant suggestion. Curtis, I think that was Curtis. Yes, it was Curtis. Sweet. Okay, so there is an Adam. I'm not just like making that up. All right, cool. So let's see here. Right, yeah, a gin glass is what? Just a glass that holds gin? Okay, yeah. Kenny Casey, would I drink PBR out of a Guinness glass? Yes and no. First off, if I drink PBR, it's going to be out of a can. It's really funny you should have said that. It's like, how'd you know that I have a PBR on my desk, Kenny? Because I do. It's cold. First off, I drink PBR out of a can. And if for whatever reason PBR was on tap and they served it to me in a Guinness glass, I would totally drink it. But really, PBR is meant to be drunk out of a can. I'm not trying to like tell you what beer etiquette is, but I feel like we can all agree PBR is probably meant to be drank out of a can, right? I mean, right? Yeah, so, okay, so Kirstix, you like scotch in a coffee cup with a splash of water? Yeah, the splash of water actually is the proper way to be drinking, a lot of those brown liquors. Apparently the, oils get released or something. That's why that's why a lot of people who are fancy pants whiskey drinkers like to get their stuff with one big ice cube. So A, the ice cube doesn't melt too fast, but B, there is that water to make the whiskey taste better. Now, that was my dad's excuse for drinking a full glass of whiskey with only a droplet of water in it. But my dad had a drinking problem, so maybe he was just lying and giving an excuse for why he didn't add a whole lot of mixer to his booze. But I feel like I've also heard that the water is like, it does enhance the flavor. Okay, Andre, they say a Copa glass is the official gin and tonic glass. Interesting, but I don't know what a Copa glass is. So I will have to, I'll have to do some internet researches. Yeah. So let's see here. Oh my gosh, Curtis, no way. I didn't know that you guys were going to Kauai in a little over 3 weeks. Oh, I hope that you take pictures. I hope that you post pictures. And if you don't, I hope you email me pictures so I can post them for you. And yeah, speaking of emailing me, feel free to shoot me an email at madstatter@gmail.com. And yeah, there you go. So, Curtis Nix, Michael Anthony Smith, Dogma is on the list, but not for Halloween. We might watch that on Christmas. No, Dogma, trust me, Dogma is on the list. But that's not, I can say wholeheartedly, as much as I could probably watch Dogma every day, we won't be watching Dogma in October, because there's plenty of Halloween type movies that we can watch in October. So, but yeah, Dogma, definitely. Definitely. Okay, I wondered if the whiskey glasses were a little bit like a snifter. That's sort of what I envisioned a whiskey glass. Because really, when you said, do I drink a gin out of a whiskey glass or whiskey out of a gin glass, whatever you asked, I was like, well, wait, there's glasses for each? And then I was like, okay, well, maybe with the whiskeys, there is the snifter. But gin, I had no idea that there was an actual... whatever, an actual, glass for it. Right, Shock, exactly. You've never seen anyone drink PBR out of anything but a can. Shock, check this out, dude. PBR comes in bottles. Like, I laughed when I saw that. I was just like, who in the hell drinks a bottle of... But yeah, PBR actually comes in bottles too. But no, I mean, it's a can, and then if it's on... It's never on tap. I mean, actually, I'm sure it is somewhere, but not anywhere around here. Too many good beers, I guess, or something. But yeah, PBR, you drink it out of a can. I mean, I will drink PBR out of a Guinness glass if that is presented to me, but just keep it in the can. I'm not fancy at all. I know, Shock, right? Bottles is so bizarre. Yeah. Okay, so Andre, you're telling me how to drink whiskey. So first you drink this, or scotch, which is whiskey. So first you drink the scotch without the water, and then you add a bit of water to open up the scotch, but never ice. Okay, I wouldn't be surprised with scotch, but when it comes to like American whiskey, like bourbons and stuff like that, I've definitely heard of people who are very specific about their ice in their whiskey, and they do want it to be ice, not water, but they usually just want 1 cube. And like, actually, I don't even want to talk about what I've heard. The discussions about ice that I've overheard whiskey drinkers have is enough to, yeah, it's sort of mind-numbing. Like, really? Really? I mean, I guess it means they're not drinking it to get wasted, because clearly they're wasting a lot of time worried about their water, their ice. Yeah, Andre, PBR comes in a bottle so you can throw it at the band. Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, actually though, that reminds me, I was at a band. I was in Seattle at the Crocodile watching a band called the Super Suckers. They're a Seattle band, and I loved them forever, still do. Been to a quadrillion of their shows, and they're a rock and roll band. In fact, when they're on tour, oftentimes when they play, the tavern or the dive bar that they're playing in, they will run out of beer. Like, that's how rock and roll they are and their crowd is. So, but they have one rule that is not to be broken, which is if you throw something at the stage, doesn't matter if it hits them or not, the moment you throw something at the stage, you will be kicked out. Doesn't matter if it's drugs, doesn't matter if it's panties, it doesn't matter if it's a Hostess ding dong. And I say this because this chick who was, I mean, like, she was a soccer mom. She stood out like a sore thumb. I don't know what she was doing at a Super Sucker show. And I think, quite honestly, she didn't know what she was doing there either. And so she was getting into the spirit of things, and she threw her ding dong up onto stage, and it hit the singer in the face. And the show had to stop. Like, not because he got hurt or anything, but because he was like, oh no, this isn't gonna happen. She was so humiliated. But it was the funniest thing, though, because it's just like, who gets thrown out of a rock show for pelting the singer with a ding dong? I mean, even the singer was like laughing at her. It, like, you know, it's like, sorry lady, I can't, like, it's a rule, you know. And even though it was sort of a hysterical time to be enforcing said rule, it was a rule. So she did get escorted out. So yeah, there you go. Don't throw ding dongs or PBR bottles at the band. Let's see. Okay, so Kenny Casey, Slapshot. Actually, you know what? That's not going to be an October movie, and you know that. You know that. You know Slapshot's not an October movie. But Slapshot's a funny movie. So, and Slapshot is not on my larger list of movies until now. So I'll be adding that to the larger list of movies. And as far as the Monty Python movie goes, yeah, those have already been mentioned and are already on the list. So, I know. See, there you go, you guys. Like, who has a ding dong at a rock show? And, you know, yeah, your claim to fame is I threw the ding dong at the singer. That was part of the funny part of it. And honestly, like, when I say she looked like a soccer mom, I really do mean she looked like a soccer mom, which kind of would explain why she had a ding dong in her purse, because she probably had kids. And, you know, it's like, here, shut up, blah, blah, blah. And I mean, it was just, I really did feel a little bit bad for her, because She thought she was getting into it, man. She thought she was rocking. She really wanted to be part of the crew, but she just did it all wrong, and she had to leave. So there you go. Yeah, Andre, right? Oh my God, it's a movie that Mad Statter's seen. Slapshot. What the heck? Yeah, I know exactly. Well, I have a lot of friends who are way into hockey. In fact, actually, right now, probably right now, I don't know what time it starts, but Seattle Kracken today is playing their very, very, very first game ever, and they're playing it in Spokane, Washington. And my friend is got 2 seats, nosebleed $80 seats for the venue out there in Spokane, and he got his player jersey for the Kraken yesterday at the team store, and he is so stoked that Seattle finally has their own team, and he's so stoked that he gets to see the very first game for the Kraken ever for $80 a seat, because the tickets for the arena in Seattle, I'm not even going to tell you. I want you guys to guess. What do you think the cheapest nosebleed section, cheapest seats for Seattle's brand new NHL team? The cheapest seats in the arena for Seattle's brand new NHL team, how much do you think they cost? Per one seat, nosebleed section at the arena in Seattle, their home, Kraken's home arena, how much do you think the cheapest ticket costs? Andre, the colors are a dark gray, like a navy blue with a little bit of a red accent, if I remember correctly. They're very like deep, dark ocean-esque colors. I don't know what their light jerseys look like. I think though most of the Seattle teams have a navy blue as kind of a continuing. Oh no, that's not true. Sounders don't have navy blue. It's gray and navy blue, I think, and then with a little red accent. It's a nice it's personally, I thought that the team should be named the Sockeyes, because sockeye salmon is from here, and hockey Sockeyes. But they didn't go with that. They didn't go with the Seattle Sockeyes. They went with the Kraken, and so fine. I'll accept it. The logo, it's a pretty sweet logo, actually. So, Kenny, you're so cute. You're so sweet. You're so funny. Yeah, try more. No, I mean, actually, you'd think, right, Kenny? I'm not actually trying to make fun of you. You'd think 150 sounds great. Cheapest seat, right? Cheapest seat, right? 150, cheapest seat, right? No, more, higher. And I can tell you right now, if you say 151, I'll tell you right now, higher. Yeah, I guess that's true. The sockeye salmon do get eaten. Andre, you nailed it on the head right there. You guys in Seattle all work in tech, so the price must be that of the Queen Anne Victorian and Queen Anne. You are really nice. Curtis, oh, that's so sweet. That's so cute. 225? Higher. Kenny, 250? Higher. And when I say higher, I'll tell you right now, double it and add more for the cheapest seat. We're talking $650 for the cheapest seat in Seattle for the NHL team. I can't even, I mean, why it angers me, I can't explain, but the cheapest seat is $650? I mean, you guys know me. I can talk as Terry in Scotland said I can talk the flippin' leg off a donkey. I'm speechless. Well, as speechless as I got. 650, dude, 650. Are you flipping nuts? And no, by the way, no, that's not secondary market. That's not the secondary market. That's like box office from my understanding. Yeah. Oh, Andre, exactly. The tech guys are the only people going. Yeah, it's a cashless venue. They will only accept credit and debit and credit cards, which that pissed me off to begin with. But that was before I knew the pricing of the cheapest seat. But yeah, absolutely. There's no, the hockey in Seattle is not a poor man's sport. It's not meant. I know it seems odd to people in Canada or the upper Midwest, but yeah, hockey is not a working man's sport here in Seattle. It is not for the blue collar worker. No, it is not. Not even flippin' close. I know, right? Yeah, Michael Anthony Smith, they better win the cup. You better believe it. Although if they win the cup, the price of tickets will only go up, right? So I don't know if we want them to do that. They better lose. Maybe we should root for them to lose, I think, maybe. Yeah, exactly, Shaq. What's more insane is that people will pay it. That's exactly it. That's precisely it. Yeah, so Dell, who is in Spokane right now, my friend Dell, who's in Spokane right now, watching, or maybe not watching at the moment because I don't know when the game starts, but I have no doubt he's at the venue right now, probably 6 beers in. And yeah, so for him to score two $80 nosebleed seats, he was over the moon, excited about that. Because basically, what it boils down to is, he's never going to get to see the Kracken in their home venue. And, and he plays ice hockey. He's been a Sharks fan since forever. He's from San Jose. He plays ice hockey. Seattle finally got an NHL team. He's he's been really excited for many years about this whole thing. And so, today is finally the big day. And I'm just so excited that he was able to score it, because it turns out, even though he lives not but 30 minutes from Seattle, he'll never get to watch the Kraken in Seattle. He'll have to drive 5 hours over the mountains to be able to see the Kraken. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, Shock, we better, yeah, exactly. Let's be number 2. We're number 2. We're number 2. Exactly. Well, the funny thing is, Michael Anthony Smith, his wife is from Spokane, and it just so happens that his wife was in Spokane this past week visiting her parents. So he already had plans to go to Spokane the day of the bout or of the game anyway. And then he realized that tickets were still available. And so he literally just like sort of stumbled into it. It was, the hockey dogs were looking out for my friend last week. It was definitely a case of many fortunate events lining up for this perfect serendipity. So, let's see. Yeah, Andre, exactly. The Sharks have $50 tickets, and San Jose is more expensive than Seattle. Exactly. That's why it makes... You're pouring fuel on my fire, my friend. Yeah, I could get angry and louder with the more we talk about this. Yo, you're totally right. It makes it... The only reason why... Well, I mean, okay, they had to totally rebuild a stadium for the NHL team. But other than that, they're charging it because they can, is what it boils down to. And it just sickens me. So, oh, Elaine, I'm so bummed that your YouTube is glitching and buffering really crazy. But yeah, thank you so much for swinging in. Thank you so much for the movie suggestions earlier today and on the stream. And thank you so much for other things too. And yeah, I will see you next time our paths cross. And oh, hey, you guys, before you go, Elaine, and anybody else who might have to go, I will be going on Twitch tomorrow at 9 a.m. West Coast time, 6 a.m. Hawaii time, keeping that slot warm for Andy. I might not do more than a half an hour because, whoa, that's early in the morning for me. But I will be there on Twitch tomorrow. So yeah, okay, so the most expensive tickets that are still available are only $250 for the Sharks. Yeah, and they're probably relatively okay-ish seats. And $250 for a ticket, while still, as far as I'm concerned, stupid, isn't unheard of in this day and age. I mean, I wish it was, but it's not unheard of, so I'll swallow the $250. Yeah, that's still... Well, Andre, you're right. Hockey is a rich man's sport just for the expense of the equipment to play. True. Sort of like roller derby, without a doubt. But when it comes to, like, watching it, hockey has never really been presented to me as, like, the sport of choice for the high muck-a-muck, hoity-toity, fancy pants people. You know, it's a little bit more rough and tumble. Blue collar guys that like the hockey, right? I mean, that's just, I know it's a stereotype. I'm just saying this is the stereotype that I've been working under. And clearly it's an incorrect stereotype. Well, Michael Anthony Smith, tuning in every morning, everybody, nobody can blame you if you're not tuning in, because everybody's got their own little Twitch channel, and people are just sort of filling in where they can. Some days it's not, some mornings isn't covered all the time. Some mornings is covered on a weird shift. But yeah, on Twitch, dude, Tuesdays, Medium 7 Up is covering Andy's stuff. And then Wednesdays, I think Devin and Shock have been covering the shift. Devin's actually been filling in a lot, and Shock has been filling in a lot too on the weekends, especially. So, you should, if you're around and about, show up on Twitch, see where the action's at, man. Let's see here. Yeah, Andre. Yeah, exactly. The lack of people of color or players of color is a problem. Yeah, well, ice hockey is, it's a sport that's not played everywhere because ice hockey rinks aren't really everywhere. I can only think of one ice rink that's even open to the public in the Seattle area. So I'm not surprised that, southern cities, especially where there's a higher percentage of people of color and black and brown folk, there's not necessarily an ice hockey rink or an ice skating rink for, accessible. Right, Kenny, you're picking up what I'm laying down. I can't imagine anybody in the Forbes list staying up late to watch hockey unless they own the team. Right, I mean, football is a rich man's sport to agree as well, but you can still afford some seats, even if they are nosebleed. I just, the cheapest seats aren't $650, right? I mean, I'm not even surprised, Andre, that a singular black player has gotten heckles in some games. It's not, I mean, hockey is an overwhelmingly light sport at this point, and so, consequently, you've got a fan base that's used to, or that is in a circumstance to get away with such Cro-Magnon type behaviors, shall we say. Well, Las Vegas, they have a team because, there's a lot of money in Vegas. And yeah, I don't know. I didn't know that there was one in Arizona. And I mean, I know Los Angeles has one. But um, but does Atlanta have a hockey team? I don't know. Do they? I mean, I really don't know. Does Atlanta have a hockey team? Um, Shock, you went to a boxing match once and a hockey game broke out. Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm not saying that there's not ice rinks. And does Florida have a hockey team? I truly don't know. I truly don't know. But I mean, basically, my point is ice rinks in general are a little bit further and fewer between than, say, roller rinks. I know that as a result of a lack of ice skating rinks, Apollo Ono, who is that ice skating speed skater from Auburn, I think, which is just down the road from where I live. He did most of his training at roller rinks, actually, because there's not an ice rink in the area. There's no ice rink. Right, but Tampa Bay, isn't that kind of, oh no, wait, I'm thinking of Orlando. I was like, isn't Tampa Bay kind of like, Disney World? But that's not Disney World. Wow, okay, cool. So, right, Poppy Shaney. All right, Andre, I've been a Sharks season ticket holder since day one. Your tickets are in the lower bowl, 150 per ticket. They were 37 each in 91 when they were at the Cow Palace. Wow, that's so cheap. Okay, but Poppy Shaney, right? Okay, so 150 lower bowl, super awesome. 650, that's not the lower, those are 650s, the cheap seats. You gotta be kidding me. I mean, I hope my friend was lying or confused. I hope that maybe he was looking on the secondary market when he didn't realize it, because 650, that just makes me ridiculously sad and angry. And so I'm probably going to have to do a little bit more research on that. I will tell you that 650 is what he said he was going to have to pay. But I don't know. 650, that can't be right. So, yeah, well, okay, so Curtis, you're right. I am kind of thinking of pond hockey in regards to, like, how people like to play it, but I still think that rough and tumble blue collar workers are more likely to want to go to a hockey game. Maybe not, though. Okay, so let's see here. Atlanta has had an NHL team 2 different times. Florida has 2 teams, the Florida Panthers and the Tampa Bay Lightning. And Michael Anthony Smith, 650 is saddening. Yep. So, hey, I was in East Oakland near the old Eastman Mall, and in the Liberation Park, a black culture park, they created a roller rink there. Oh yeah, I'm not surprised at all. Yeah, roller rinks are way more common than ice skating rinks, partially because they're easier to maintain, and that whole water freezing drainage thing, it's kind of fancy pants technology when you have to put it in a building. So okay, so StubHub claims there are tickets below 50 for the preseason game. Well, okay, but the preseason game though, where is that? That's the question though, because right now, there are a lot of preseason games going on, and it was a preseason game that he got the $80 ticket for. It's the ones at the actual venue that are the stupid ones. Andre, have I ever seen the Atlanta roller skate rinks? Man, they look like a big party. No, I have not. However, I have officiated for the Atlanta Roller Girls. when they came to Olympia, Washington. And let me tell you, dude, they're a pretty good roller derby team. So I'm not surprised that there's a serious roller rink culture in the Atlanta area for quite a few reasons. And yeah, the derby culture that spawned from that rink culture was powerful and successful. They might still be powerful and successful, but the sport's kind of on a break due to things and stuff, you know. Oh, in Oakland, you guys do have an ice rink. Nice. Yeah. See, Seattle doesn't have an ice rink. There's an ice rink in Kent, but I don't think it's open to the public. It's specifically for the hockey players to practice on. And then there's an ice rink up in Linwood, which is in the county that's north of where Seattle is. But Seattle doesn't have an ice rink. I can't think of anywhere in King County that there's an ice rink open to the public. The Kent ice rink is in King County, but it's not open to the public, from my understanding at least. Kenny Casey, for $6.50 you can fly to Pittsburgh, get a great seat at a Penguins game, and have a Primanti sandwich and an Iron City beer afterwards. And Pittsburgh has a gaggle of cups. Hey man, that sounds like a way better spending of $650 than one measly ticket. Because here's the thing, and I'm not saying that like you have to drink beer when you're at a sporting event, but if the cheapest tickets are $650, how cheap or expensive do you think the cheapest beer is? Because we already know that beer in stadiums is stupidly expensive to begin with anyway. So I just have to wonder, It's just like, well, our cheapest beer is $32 for a 4-ounce cup. Yeah. Yeah, shock. No, today's game is not at Seattle. It's in Spokane. So it's 5 hours away from Seattle. So yeah, see, that's, yeah. So you really find it hard to believe the cheapest seat to the seat E. I'm not sure what you mean there, but I'm fine. Yeah, I need to research it. But on the other hand, everything about this team has been pointing towards catering to the ultra wealthy in our area. And the fact of the matter is the Seattle area is ultra wealthy. We have the two, 100 millionaires or whatever, the centi millionaires. There's two of them in the world. They both live in my flippin' state for a reason, tax reasons. We won't get into that. But it skews everything into a whole different level of haves and have-nots. So, yeah. I just don't. Yeah. Okay, so it sounds like, Seattle Kraken is 650. Poppy Shitty. Seattle Kraken is 650. Shock Cups comes in and says maybe there's a $580 one with the Canucks at Seattle. Okay, all right. So, all right. It's not $650 as the cheapest seat. Okay, never mind. Still though, $580. But I promise actually after this stream, I will go into the deets and really dig into this, because the more I'm thinking about it, the more it's like Dell had to have been confused. He had to have been confused, right? He has to have been confused. There's no way $650. Oh, I wonder if the $650 is if it's a $580 ticket with all the stupid service fees, if it turns into $650, that wouldn't surprise me. But either way, that still can't be right. That cannot be right. Right? I know, Yamamoto-san, more expensive than Disneyland. Way. I mean, like, crazy more expensive than Disneyland. And I thought Disneyland was out of control expensive and, like, not worth the day at the park for what you had to pay these days. But no, it's way worth it in comparison. So, Uh, well, Andre, now, see, I like where you're going with this. Ah, I do know why they called them the Kraken. The Kraken is the largest monster in the ocean, and the ticket prices are the largest prices in the world. I think you might be onto something there. I think that you definitely are picking up what they're laying down. Um, no, Papi Shani, I understand. No, your argumentative point of view is noted, and I want you to be right, man. I want to be wrong. I want to be wrong. Um, yeah, someone told him that, so he'd pay $80 for a $48 ticket. Could be, could be. So I just yeah, I will be, just like earlier this week when I had to come back and say I was wrong about the orcas. I will come back and say I was wrong about the tickets, or I'll say, "Oh my God, you guys, I was wrong. The cheapest ticket's $7.50." No, let's hope it doesn't come to that. But yeah. So I will look into this, and we will get to the bottom of this Kraken mystery. We will crack the Kraken code. That's what we will do. Well, you know what, Check, and you know what, Check. It's possible someone could have pulled a fast one on him maybe, and got him to pay $80 for a $48 ticket. But what I do know is he's super excited for watching the first ever game of the Kraken that the public could see, and so I'm super excited for him too. Yeah. Will they have an AHL option? I don't know. Is there? Are you pulling my leg, Michael Anthony Smith? Is there such thing as an AHL? I mean, I know that there's. Well, wait, isn't? You're talking like about the NFC versus AFC with football, right? And you're just making a joke about hockey, right? Or is there AHL? Oh, it's a smaller league, cheaper tickets. Oh, I think AHL then. I think we already have one of those. And they're the one out of Kent, who's, I can't remember what their name is, but they're the ones that are out of Kent where the ice rink is for them to practice on. So if okay, American Hockey League is the minor league of NHL. Okay, then we already have one of those, and it's a Kent team. I mean, they might be called Seattle something or whatever, but I don't remember what they're called. But we have one of those already, which is why I was confused when we got the Kraken, because I was like, well, wait, I thought we already had a team. And then people who knew more were like, oh, silly kitten, you don't know anything. To which I said, yeah, that's true. I don't. Oh, medium 7-Up. Are you kidding me? All right, so medium 7-Up says he just clicked on a random game. The cheapest thing that comes up is $745. Oh, but you clicked on another one and it's $199. Okay, cool. Then we definitely need to get in on this. We definitely need to figure this out. Because it sounds like a huge difference. And $199 is, well, we'll see how I feel about $199, depending upon where it's at. But I'm glad I'm very glad that I was wrong. I'm going to have to talk to Dell about how drunk were you when you were trying to buy these tickets, dude? But that's a conversation between me and Dell. Let's see here. Oh, are you kidding me, Michael Anthony Smith? The Washington Capitals have an AHL team in Hershey, Pennsylvania called the Hershey Bears. I like that. That's so cute. That is hysterical. I'm pretty sure, well, actually, I don't really know because it's been a long time, but Ticketmaster's still a thing, right? I'm pretty sure that they sell their tickets through Ticketmaster. So, I mean, really, whatever it says on Ticketmaster, that's what the price is at box office. Okay, so all right, so maybe you can buy it through the team's portal instead of Ticketmaster. Either way, yeah, the team. I would like to think the team does not sell their tickets on the secondary market. On the other hand, I also like to think that the tickets or the team doesn't sell tickets for $745 either. So we'll see. Yeah, exactly. The cheap Kraken games are the ones that are going to be outside of Seattle. That's how that works. It seems. But cool. I'm going to So okay, Poppy Shinny. Yeah, I was pretty sure Ticketmaster is still a thing for the major sports teams and stuff. Roller derby uses brown paper tickets, which is a smaller ticket ticketing source, I guess. So okay, cool then. I'm going to when this stream is over, normally I do some post-production stuff when this stream is over, but when this stream is over, I'm going to the Kraken website and I'm going to solve this once and for all. Okay, cool. So everybody's finding out that Dell was just super drunk and stupid. All right, cool. Well, I'm going to tell Dell that he was drunk and stupid, but I still want to know. I still am very curious. So what's the cheapest seat then? So you guys that know more than me. Awesome. See, I'm so glad we're having this conversation. See, half the time I don't know what I'm talking about, and you guys fact check me. This is super sweet. So what's the no, my friend didn't buy any tickets. He bought the $80 tickets, but he didn't buy the $650 tickets. Not at all. Not at all. Oh God, his wife would kill him. But what's the cheapest ticket that you guys can find for the actual, like, at the Kraken Pavilion or whatever it's called? It's like, I don't remember what their stupid home thing is named. It's like the climate change venue or whatever. I don't remember what it's called. Yeah, so if anyone can tell me what the cheapest tickets are, I can go point and laugh at Dell later on when he gets home from Spokane. Dell's one of my best friends, so I'm allowed to point and laugh at him. I don't normally do that, but some people let me. Oh no, Angel of the Winds. No. It's like Climate Change Coliseum or something really stupid. No, Angel of the Winds, that's a casino up, I think, close to the Canadian border. And the venue that he's at today, it's like the Veterans Stadium in Spokane, not the Angel of the Winds. But Angel of the Winds is a casino. Well, Angel of the Winds must have an ice rink then, but it's also a casino. So, and if they're playing it, are they playing at Angel of the Winds tonight? Because Dell said his ticket said it was the Veterans whatever. Wherever it is, it's going to be in Spokane, and that's where he's at, so he's stoked. I swear Angel of the Winds is a casino near the border. It is a casino. I might be wrong about where it's at, though. Yeah, I'm thinking that, Papi Shani, I'm thinking he must have been drunk and searching on a secondary market website to get that kind of cost. But on the other hand, he's not usually that useless, so I'm kind of surprised that he got confused like that. Okay, yeah, no, exactly, yeah, no, they're not playing at Angel of the Winds tonight, for sure. But Angel of the Winds might be a good place to catch them for cheap, because Angel of the Winds, I don't remember exactly where it is, but I don't think Angel of the Winds is as far away as Spokane is. Yeah, and this is, it's the Climate Pledge Arena. Yeah, that's what it's called. The Climate Pledge Arena is the official Kraken home court, home base, whatever. And that's the 600, that's the venue that he's talking about that has the cheapest seats for $650. Whether or not that is true, I don't know. But that's the venue he was talking about. Like the venue, the Climate Pledge Arena was literally built for the Kracken. Well, let me rephrase that. Was literally remodeled for the Kracken. It used to be the Key Arena. In fact, Rat City Roller Girls, one of the very last events that took place at the Key Arena was a Rat City Roller Girls bout. And my old avatar picture of me on stage, what looked like me on stage in a spotlight, that was taken at that arena. Only it was called the Key Arena then. But then they gutted it and remodeled it for the hockey team, and now it's the Climate Pledge Arena, and that is the venue that is stupid. No, Key Arena wasn't torn down, Deb. Actually, they cannot tear Key Arena down because the roof line of Key Arena is considered a historical landmark in the city of Seattle, or in the Seattle Center. So they are not allowed to change the roof line. So they didn't tear anything down. They just gutted it. I mean, it would have been cheaper probably to tear it down, but because the roof line for the Key Arena is deemed a important thing, they're not allowed to. It's the dumbest thing, but unfortunately it's true. Thank you, Deb. It's the Seattle Thunderbirds. Seattle Thunderbirds is the one who, I guess, is the AHL team. They're the ones who skate out of Kent. And it's the Kent, the Showware Arena down in Kent, where I've done plenty of roller derby officiating as well. And yeah, that's the venue that the Thunderbirds use. But the Kracken has a much bigger venue at the Seattle Center, what used to be the Key Arena, and prior to that, I think it was called the Coliseum. But now it's called the Climate Pledge Arena. And yeah, so okay, so the cheapest seat at the game on October 23rd is $5.95, and the highest is in the 2,000 plus. Yeah, and so when you add Ticketmaster fees, though, $5.95 might turn into $6.50. So, I mean, the $6.50 number is debatable. I think we can all agree on that. But it sounds like it might not be as out of the ballpark as we'd all hoped, right? Oh my God. Yeah, good Lord, 2,000 plus. That's just, yeah. Well, and Deb, I mean, are the Sonics going to come back? They're going to have to build a new arena for the Sonics, I guess, because hockey and basketball over their seasons overlap, right? Or, I mean, I think we all know I don't know, so I don't know. But yeah, people would really like to have, I'm not, okay, so many thoughts. I do not have the finger on the pulse of the sports fans of Seattle, but I do know that in my small world, even though roller derby prefers, my roller derby friends definitely prefer things like soccer and hockey over things like football and basketball, it seems like everybody else in the world really would have rather had a basketball team come to Seattle rather than a hockey team. But we don't have a basketball team anymore, so we have a hockey team now. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, hey, Ware, good to see you. Yeah, we're talking about something that will probably blow your socks off of your feet. So maybe hold on to them. Hold on to your hat. Hold on to your socks. However you can do both of those things, do it. We just found out that the cheapest seat for the new hockey arena in Seattle is looking to be about $595 for the cheapest seat. The cheapest seat, not the most expensive seat. The cheapest seat is it's looking to be about $595. Yeah. So, as Andre says, it's cheaper to take a flight to an away game than it is to see Kracken at home. Yeah. Oh my. Right, Poppy Shaney, with those prices, you guess the movie Rollerball and Corporate Control is not that far off. You got it. I mean, I guess for $595, maybe I do want to see him fight to the death. Good Lord, what in the flying fork? I just don't get it. Yeah, and do you happen to, are you a hockey fan? Do you happen to know, like, how much it costs to see the Minnesota team? Because I'm guessing the Minnesota team might, not have tickets that are as expensive as the Seattle team. And that's a good thing. Oh my. Oh yeah, Deb, if we're lucky, I say fork, because there was one time we were not lucky and a big ol' other F word came flying out of my mouth, and that was not cool. So I do my best. I do my best. What? Andre? No. No. I reject your reality, Andre. No. No. All right, why am I rejecting Andre's reality? Because it might be reality. And Andre says the highest price for a ticket at this game is $6,400. To which I respond, no. No. Like, if people don't, just don't buy the ticket, man. I mean, like, they'll have to lower the cost if you don't buy it, right? No. Oh my goodness, no. I know I keep saying no. Yeah, no. Yeah, Michael Anthony Smith, exactly. What? Or rather, what? I think is actually how I pronounce the word that you just wrote. So, and where I love hockey, but I don't go regularly. I prefer Division I college hockey. My college team used to be #1 all the time back in the day. Go Colorado College Tigers, not Tigers, Tigers. Shock. I will not even mention the season box ticket we got for the Washington football team back when they were company and courting in. Oh, back when they were yeah, season tickets, Washington, super expensive when you're courting investors. Yeah, well, those season tickets do really help when you are courting those investors. Yeah, I know, right? Exactly, Andre. Oh, that's how we're paying to cure climate change, is through, Kracken tickets, precisely. Oh, you actually had to write those checks, huh? Oh gosh, I can't. Let's see. I'm guessing that they were 5-digit checks. I mean, and when I say 5 digits, I mean not including the cents. I mean dollars in the 5 digits. That's my guess. That is my guess for sure. All right, well, I think we might want to, even though this is the most depressing topic to like wind up on, I think we might want to wind up this evening. We're hitting on about 1 3/4 hours, but before we head out, I was hoping to, let's see here. I was hoping, oops, I'm clicking all the wrong buttons. I was hoping to show you guys the wonderful intro that I played at the intro, because if you weren't here at the intro, you might not have seen this wonderful intro. And so, okay, Section 1, Row 1 will cost you $6,500 at the Kracken, at the Climate Change Arena, says Andre. Wow, yeah, that. All right, so to sum up, Del from Hell, roller derby friend of mine, got the cheap $80 tickets. He was stoked because he knew that the other cheap tickets were $650. That was the story. We disbelieved the story. Investigations were put out because we were refuting his claim, because his claim was asinine, we thought. And then upon further investigation, it seems $650 for the cheapest seat might actually be a reality. So, yeah, that's where we're at with the Kraken. 650 at the cheapest. Lovely. Just lovely. Oh my. All right then. Well, I'm turning down the music. Oops, turned it out. Oh, I meant to just fade it out. I didn't mean to turn it off. But turning it off so we can roll things up. But before we do anything, I want to show this fancy pants thing that someone did for me. Oops. Oh, I tried to play it twice, but it didn't work. So there we go. Yeah. So I love that little intro, and I was hoping that that some new folks who hadn't seen it earlier in the stream could get to experience it before we wrap it up. So there we go. I know, Andre, don't I love the eyes too. They're so awesome and green and just amazing. So there we go. That is a black cat to put a smile on your face. That is a black cat of good luck. So on that note, we are going to wrap it up. And I will see you tomorrow morning on Twitch at 9 a.m. West Coast time because I am crazy. 6 a.m. Hawaii time, and let's call it noon p.m. on the East Coast. So tune in Twitch tomorrow. That's where I'll be. And then I will see you on Thursday again here on YouTube, 4:30 p.m. on that West Coast time, 1:30 Hawaii, 7:30 on the East Coast, and I believe it's midnight 30 for those in Scotland. In the meantime, I would love to thank you, or I am thanking you. Thank you all so much for hanging out for so long this evening, and I hope you had a great time, and we will chat later. Take care. See you tomorrow.